Welcome you guys. Welcome to Kiran Swati new tutorials. Now we are going to start a new chapter. So that is cell, the unit of life. So what is cell? So how we will define the term cell? So cell, it is a structural as well as a functional unit of life. So if you will take any organism, that organism it is made up of more number of cells, right? So that's why it is a structural unit. So those cells it can perform various types of functions. So that's why it is a functional unit of life. So what is cell? It is a structural and functional unit of life. Right? So it is the basic unit of life. So how can you say it is the basic unit of life? If you will see the cellular organization, and group of cells it forms tissue, and group of tissues it forms organ, later it forms organ system, and later it forms a organism, right? So ultimately what is the basic unit? So that is a cell. So here the cell it is a basic unit of life. So if you will see cellular organization and group of cells it forms what? It forms a tissue, and group of tissues it forms what? Organ, and group of organs it forms organ system, and group of organ systems it forms organism, right? It is an individual organism. So what is the basic unit? So here the cell it is a basic unit. If there is no basic unit, if there is no cell, there is no tissue, there is no tissue, there is no organ, there is no organ system, and there is no organism. So it is the basic unit of life, right? And some of the organisms it is made up of a single cell. So those type of organisms are called as a unicellular organisms. And some of the organisms if it is made up of more number of cells, so then we call as those are multicellular organisms. If it is made up of a single cell, so what we call as those are unicellular organisms. If it is made up of more number of cells, so then what we call as these are multicellular organism. Right? In unicellular organism it is having a single cell. That single cell only it can perform all the types of functions like respiration, digestion, excretion, all the functions it is performed by this single cell only. If you will take some of the examples like amoeba and chlamydomonas. Right? In amoeba chlamydomonas, that single cell it can perform all the types of functions. If you will see in multicellular organisms, it is made up of a more number of cells. So this more number of cell, each cell it is performing various functions. If you will take a example for multicellular organism is plants, animals, and human beings. If you will take a human being, so human being it is made up of more number of cells. We are multicellular organisms, right? So in our body it is made up of more number of cells. So then each cell, if you will take a nerve cell, it is helpful for to carry the message from one place to another place. If you will take a red blood cell, it is helpful for carry the oxygen from one place to another place, right? So in this manner, so different cell it is performing a different functions. So here the multicellular organisms, it is exhibiting a division of labor. It is exhibiting what? A division of labor. So what are the examples? Plants, animals, and human beings, right? So it is about various organisms, so based on the cell number. So later we are going to discuss historical view of cell. So who is identified cell for first time? In 1665, Robert Hooke, he is identified a cell, but that is a dead cell. It is a bark cell. It is identified in a oak tree. So who is identified? In 1665, Robert Hooke. So he is identified a dead cell. So in oak tree, right? So he is identified, but it is a which type of cell? That is a dead cell. So he is a Robert Hooke. He is the father of a cytology, study about a cell structure and functions. So that is called as cytology. So he is a father of a cytology. He given entire information related to the cell structure and all those details in his book. He published one book. So what is that book name? That is Micrographia. So what is that book? Micrographia. This book, it contains the information about related to the cell. So later on in 1675, Leeuwenhoek, Anton van Leeuwenhoek, he is identified living cell. So here he is identified dead cell. Here he is identified living cell. So what is that living cell? So that is a bacterial cell. First he gave a name for that one. It is an animal chaos. Later he is called as it is a bacteria, right? So it is a dead cell and it is about a living cell, and that is identified by Leeuwenhoek. So later in 1831, Robert Brown, so he is identified a nucleus. So where he is identified? In a Tradescantia leaves. They are epidermal cells. So he is identified a nucleus. And F.W. Fontana, he is identified nucleolus, right? So it is the historical account of cell. So first time who is identified? Robert Hooke. Later Anthony van Leeuwenhoek. Robert Brown, he is identified nucleus, and Fontana, he is identified a nucleolus. So later we are going to discuss various types of cells. So mainly two types. So those are prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. So what about the prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells? So in Greek language, pro means before, karyon means nucleus, means it is a primitive nucleus, right? So in eukaryotes, eu means in Greek language well. Karyon means nucleus. So it is having a well defined nucleus, right? Or advanced type of nucleus. So here it is a primitive nucleus in Greek language. So what are the differences between a prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell? In prokaryotic cell, a membrane bound nucleus is absent in a prokaryotic cell. So membrane bound nucleus is absent, means nuclear membrane is absent in a prokaryotic cells. But if you will see in eukaryotic cell, you will find membrane bound nucleus. So here the eukaryotic organisms, it is consisted membrane bound nucleus is present, right? So in prokaryotic cell as well as eukaryotic cell, cytoplasm it is common. So in cytoplasm and different types of cellular activities takes place in the cytoplasm. So along with this, in prokaryotic cell, a membrane bound organelles are absent. If you will see like a Golgi apparatus, mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, microbodies, so these are all absent. So these are not present, right? But these are the membrane bound organelles are present in those eukaryotic cells, right? So what is present? Endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, mitochondria, microbodies, right? So these are all present, but these are all absent. So these are membrane bound organelles are absent, here it is present. But if you will see ribosomes, so the ribosomes are membrane bound organelles, means there is no membrane on the surface of the ribosomes. So here the ribosomes, it is present in both prokaryotic as well as eukaryotic cells. But here the ribosomes types is 70 S type of ribosomes. So here it is having a 80 S type of ribosomes. What is the function of ribosomes? It is helpful for protein synthesis, right? So it is a major differences between a prokaryotic as well as a eukaryotic cell. So later we are going to discuss various shapes of cell and various sizes of cells. So what are the examples related to the prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells? If you will take a prokaryotic cell like bacteria and eukaryotic cells are plants, animals, so those are, right? So later we are going to discuss shapes of cells. If you will see red blood cells, so these are red blood cells, RBC. So it is in which in shape? So it is a round shape or oval shape, red blood cells. So what is the function of red blood cells? It is helpful for to carry the oxygen to the various parts of the human being. So next about WBC. If you will see white blood cells. So what is the shape of this white blood cells? So it is looking like in this manner. So these are white blood cells. So what is the function of these white blood cells? It is helpful for to fight with the germs like bacteria, virus, if it is enter into inside in our body, right? So what is the shape of this one? It is a amoeboid shape. So later about a columnar epithelial cells. So how it is looking like? So here it is looking like in this manner. So these are columnar epithelial cells. So these are long and narrow shape. So what is the use of this columnar epithelial cells? It is helpful for, along with the mycelia, it is helpful for to release various digestive enzymes and absorption of that digested food material, right? So that is the function of a columnar epithelial cell. So it is a long and a narrow shape. And along with this next one, it is a, if you will see, a nerve cell. So how it is looking like? So it is looking like in this manner. Right? So it is a branched and long shaped shells, right? So it is about a nerve cell. What is the function of this nerve cell? It is helpful for carry the message, transmit the message from one place to another place. So later on, and another one in that is mesophyll cells. If you will see mesophyll cells. So what is the function of these mesophyll cells? It is performing some important functions. What are those? So it is helps in a photosynthesis. So it is helps in what? A photosynthesis. So what is the shape? So it is a oval shape or a round shape. So later about a trachea. So here the trachea cells, these are elongated cells. So these are elongated cells. So what is the use of this trachea cell? So it is helpful for a conduction of water. Right? So these are the various shapes of cells. It is performing a different functions. So later we are going to discuss various sizes of cells. The smallest cell is a mycoplasma. So what is the smallest cell? That is a mycoplasma. What is the size of mycoplasma? 0.3 micrometers, 0.1 to 0.3 micrometers. So here the mycoplasma, it is not having a cell wall. So here the cell wall is absent. So these are the mycoplasma organisms. It can capable to survive in absence of O2 also. Right? So it is the smallest cell, that is a mycoplasma cell, 0.1 to 0.3 micrometers. So what is the largest cell? So that is a ostrich cell. Largest single isolated cell. So that is a ostrich cell. If you will see some other cell sizes, if you will take a size of bacteria, that is a 3 to 5 micrometers. And if you will take a red blood cells, so what is the size of this one? That is a 7 micrometers, right? So it is about various shapes. Recently, one bacterium, it is the largest bacterium. Recently, it is discovered. So what is the bacterium name? So that is a Thiomargarita namibiensis. So it is a largest bacterium. Recently, it is found. So what is the size of this one? That is a 700 micrometers. And along with this, so here the no cell, it is a longest cell. So that is a no cell, right? So it is a various cell sizes. So later we are going to discuss about a cell theory. So I hope it is helpful for you guys. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more videos. Thank you.